Mr. DeLauro.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Just a couple of things. I gather, and I'm just going to assume that is to know that you're not going to post how and where, how and when American taxpayers' dollars are being used for what programs. That's the issue of the apportionment, which is again legal. So it's a legal issue there. You're not responsible, but you can get back to your OMB friends and tell them that they are liable for penalties when they come contrary to the Anti-Deficiency Act. Food for farmers. Let me just what you said there. U.S. food aid programs, cross USDA, purchased roughly $1 billion worth of grain from farmers across the country. So one farmer from Illinois said, to kill that program is a disaster. It's morally bankrupt, and it hurts the farmer's bottom line. USAID spends $2 billion annually on U.S.-grown agriculture for humanitarian aid. Losing even a portion of that has already been a disaster for farmers. I want to talk about the spend plan because, lest you know, this is the public law. This is it, which requires you in the CR to provide a spend plan detailing how you will use taxpayer dollars at the program, project, and activity level. You provided a bare bones spend plan with only account level numbers, no details, no transparency for the American people. You are out of compliance with the law. I'm asking you, when are you going to come into compliance with the law with the spend plan?
As I said, as far as I know, we are in compliance with the CR, but I will happily go back. And
I'm right. Please let us know when we are going to receive the details that we need for this effort in order to be able to do our business. This is an appropriations committee. We need to know how much, where it's going, what are the specific programs. We just can't make a decision saying this is the pot of money we need, but we have no specificity about where it is going. And I just might add, you're not the only agency that is not in compliance. So I'm going to ask you, give us a time frame when you can get back to us with the detail.
I will take it under advisement. I will talk to my advisors and
okay, what I was just saying, Mr. Chairman, I believe we need to have an answer on when that data is coming before we decide what it is that we are going to spend and appropriate with regard to the Department of Defense. I was listening on trade deals, et cetera, and this is, I will just state this. We're looking at doing a trade deal with Lesotho. Whoa. I know they have a lot of penguins.
We're not spending time on that. Don't worry about it.
Well, yeah, but I think it's important to note that Mr. Musk, who's now gone, I don't know if his contract is gone for Starlink in Lesotho. Let's just talk about what these deals are beginning to look like. Trade and tariffs. At one point, you said about whether or not the cost would go up. You said that's, quote, silly. That is silly, that they will not go up. I think Congresswoman Dean and I were at the same meeting this morning where the National Retail Federation is beside themselves with the uncertainty and with the struggle of what's going on with small businesses. 99.6% of businesses have fewer than 500 people. 40%, they provide 40% of the wages are paid by small businesses. They will struggle if they're in a higher tariff environment. And the question of uncertainty looms large on there. Taxes on the American people. Let's face it. American people are desperate for help with the cost of living. These trade policies are, in fact, causing it further. The Yale Budget Lab estimates that tariffs will lower American households' purchasing power an average of $2,500 this year. $2,500, most households who live paycheck to paycheck do not have. Mr. Secretary, $2,500 is not a lot to billionaires, but it's a hell of a lot of money for Americans who struggle with groceries, with health care, and with housing costs. This administration, the president said that costs would come down on the first day. What the administration is doing is making it worse, and the level of uncertainty is providing chaos. It harms our economy, it jeopardizes small business, and it stifles the investment that creates jobs. We need to know what you're doing, how you're doing it. I thank the chairman again, but it can't be, you know, God's in his heaven, all's right with the world. You need to face the facts and be truthful about what's happening with the trade policies and other areas that this administration is engaged in. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
I disagree.
I'm sure you do.